Bro, I'm telling you right now, all you need is a little bit of momentum. All you need is one sale, $1,000 coming in. Get your first sale, make your first bit of money online. That's literally all you need. You need your first client. That's literally all you need. All you need is some momentum. And this applies in the micro and the macro, meaning it also applies in the macro in terms of like actually building an online business. The hardest part is at the start, right? Once you got some momentum, once you got your first client, it becomes easier. But it also applies in the micro. So let's say you have a week where you don't get many clients. You're going to feel like, oh, everything's screwed. I'm not going to make money. I don't know if it's going to work. Maybe I should work a job, blah, blah, blah. But literally, just like 5 sales calls later, or if you just book a couple calls, or you send a couple DMs, you post some content that goes well and you get some views, or you pick up some motion, you pick up some momentum, you're going to feel on top of the world again. It's crazy how quickly that changes. So one thing I want to discuss quickly in this video is like mood, right? Your mood can't dictate your actions because your mood is up and down. Yesterday, I felt awful for like 2 hours of the day, like literally the worst I felt for like 6 months. Not even ill, just like, I don't know, just in my head, right? I was overthinking things. I was thinking like, oh man, like not everything's going my way, whatever. 2 hours later, I went to a coffee shop. I spoke to my brother. I got on a call with him and I got a ton of work done. And literally 2 hours later, I was feeling on top of the world. So the problem is if you allow your mind and your mood to affect your actions, then you're going to be screwed. You need to have the discipline to be like, all right, might feel great, I might feel bad, I might feel absolutely awful, or I might feel amazing. It doesn't matter how I feel, or I might feel in the middle. I've got to get this work done, right? And one thing that's massively helped me is just have some key fundamental things, which are like literally like mandatory that you have to do every single day. And if you have these things in the day and you actually don't go against your words, you have these things but you actually do them and you do them every single day. For me, one of those things is never wake up after 7 a.m. I feel like if I'm going to wake up after 7 a.m., it's literally, and this sounds crazy, but it literally isn't worth waking up. Like I might as well just wait till 12 p.m. Because after 7 p.m., even if it's 8, excuse me, what? I think that's the worst starter I've ever had. All right, even if it's just 8 a.m., no, we're not going to do any redos, right? But even if it's just 8 a.m., that's only an hour more. So you might be like, why does that make that much of a difference? It's just a fact. It's like this staleness. You know what I'm talking about? When you wake up late, there's a staleness in the air because it feels like half your day's already gone, right? So that's one of the key things which I do every single day. I also post content every single day on my Instagram. I get back to DMs every single day. You need to have certain things in your own life which you do, right? I go to the gym every single day. I do that 6 days a week, every single day. Every single day of a week apart from Sunday, right? Like you got to have these key mandatory things. But yeah, man, all you need is a bit of momentum. Like you might be feeling awful. Maybe that's why you tapped on this video. You're like, oh, I wonder if I can... Why am I constantly getting... That's like the 17th message I've got. But... you might feel like awful, that's why you're watching this video, trying to find some inspiration or just like open your mind up a little bit. Start feeling better about yourself. Understand, bro, right now, whatever happened, I don't care what it is. Maybe a client didn't pay or you don't know, you don't have an online business, you've wanted to start for the last 6 months, but you've been wasting time. Whatever's just happened, which makes you like feel not so good, understand all you need is some momentum. You literally just need like 2 hours of focused work and you'll feel on top of the world again. Right? Because at a young age, man, the world truly is your oyster. But your mood can really damage you. Your mood can be your worst enemy. Because there's going to be times in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, where you're not going to feel quite as good. Now, if you allow that to affect your actions, that's going to continuously go. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're in a bad mood right now, and you allow that to affect your actions so you don't get much work done in the next 4 hours, you're not going to feel much better in the next 4 hours, right? And after that 4 hours, that's going to continue like that. Whereas if you just say, all right, I don't feel great, whatever, let me just go to the gym and send some messages and post some content and post a YouTube video or watch this YouTube video, watch Michael's channel, join his Telegram channel, whatever. If you just do a couple actions, now 3 hours later, you're feeling great. And now that's going to continue to, keep on going, keep the momentum, right? So momentum is the most powerful force in the universe. So just keep on going. And as soon as you've got some momentum and some motion, and this is really, really important, whether it's like making money, getting in better shape, whatever, but especially in business, as soon as you got some motion, do not let it collapse. Do not let it collapse. I've had this happen about 7 times in the last 3 years that I can think about, where there were these 1 month or 2 month or 3 month periods where I just dropped off a little bit. I'm not saying my business went to zero, but it literally dropped by 60, 70%. You don't want to have that, man. It's the worst feeling in the world because it takes 3 or 4 months to truly get back up, right? And it's just a shit feeling because literally if I just carried on going, I would have been making this amount of money now. I would have had this many clients. I would have been here, right? So as soon as you got some momentum, step 1, gain some motion. Whenever you're feeling bad, gain some momentum, do some actions. And step 2, once you got this motion, do not let it go. Do not let it go. Right? Whatever it takes. I don't even care if it's dumping your girlfriend because she's spending a lot of your time and you're not going to be able to, focus on business. Just do it, man. Like, and I know that might sound really like vicious or ruthless or something, but it's true. Bro, you can't lose your motion. Because the thing is, and I heard someone say this actually, my mentor said this, he said that your actions today will dictate your bloodline. Like, that's an insane thing to think about. Your actions that you do today, this moment, your actions, they are going to dictate your whole entire bloodline. Because if you work your ass off for an extra 3 hours a day, you might make an extra 10K a month, right? Or maybe you, with that 3 hours a day, you build an online business. 6 months later, you quit your job and now you're building an online business. 3 years later, you're making like $1 million a year, right? It literally can happen that quickly. Or you're making like 100K a year, whatever. Even then, that's going to dictate your bloodline. Do you understand how powerful that is? Just that extra 3 hours a day. So never underestimate how powerful your actions are. Never underestimate the consequences of your actions, right? By the way, the reason why I'm stuttering and I sound like an absolute twat is because I've just done like 3 voice notes. I've voice messaged about 6 people. Another message just came through and I've had like 14 calls. So I've been speaking a lot. I've been yapping a lot today. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I was feeling bad like an hour ago. A little bit, not really, but a little bit worse than usual. And literally for the last hour, as I say, I've been sending voice notes, messaging people, booked a couple calls, spoke to some of my clients, spoke to my brother, just been doing stuff, action. And now I feel on top of the world. And I was like, if any of you guys are going through the same period, because I know it can't just be me, understand all you need is a little bit of momentum. That's all you need. All you need is a bit of momentum. And I promise you, the rest of it will just become very, very fun. With that said, that's the end of this video. I'll put my Instagram in the link in description thing. I don't have anything to sell you, but I do have a free Telegram channel with almost 1,000 voice notes. I think I'm on like 980 voice notes now. So almost 1,000 voice notes for free that you can listen to. I post there daily. So if you enjoyed this type of content, subscribe, leave a like, join the Telegram channel, message me on Instagram if you want any help. And yeah, with that said, that's the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one.